Hi guys, so this week we'll be making some shepherd's pie, and what you will need is some ground beef, then we have some rosemary, garlic and peppers diced up, then I have some bacon here, carrots, onions, green beans and sweet corn. You can actually use green peas as well. Then I have some boiled potatoes. I boiled that in water and salt, and then some unsalted butter. So the first step is to mash your potatoes. I didn't want them very smooth, and so I left a few lumps in there. You go ahead to add your butter as well, and because this is hot, it's just going to melt right into it. Again, I didn't add a lot of butter. Then I added some black pepper and paprika, and then some milk. Now I didn't want to do so much with the mash, and so I just mixed that up and then I set it aside. Now we move on to making the bottom layer of the pie. So we have some ground beef here in a really hot pan, and you're going to have to be stirring this because it gets lumpy as it cooks. So you're just going to have to keep on breaking all the lumps. And then you add your rosemary, garlic and peppers. You let this simmer for a bit and then you set all aside. Now in a little oil you add some rosemaries, and then you go ahead to add your veggies. I separated the veggies from the beef mix because I wanted them to fry a bit before adding the beef. I didn't want it to cook, and all that broth around the beef was going to make it cook. So I just added some black pepper and then I added the beef back without the water. We're actually going to use that later anyway. Now you go ahead to add some spices. There's some fennel seeds and some thyme. And you would want to be stirring this very thoroughly so that your spices and your herbs don't end up clumped up in one part. You add some flour and then some soy sauce and finally some tomato paste. All these are just going to help bring the sauce together very nicely, and again you would want to mix it very thoroughly. So first I added the broth from the beef just to monitor how much is going to loosen the mixture up. I realized I needed more, so I just added some more broth with a little flour and mixed all that together. And now you can see that this mixture is very thick and juicy. So you go ahead to add some salt because in this house we season food, and a little more pepper just to give it an extra kick, and you mix all that together again. Finally the champion bay leaves just for that extra flavor, and you let this simmer for a little longer, maybe about 2 or 3 minutes, and that looks perfect. Now the final stage is to bake. I used an aluminium foil. You can actually use a Pyrex bowl that can survive in an oven as well. So you just transfer the beef mixture, press it down a bit. I had some cheddar, so I just added that just for a cheesy flavor, and then you top it up with your mash. Go ahead and spread that evenly. I decided to use a fork just to run through, so when it bakes it gives it a very nice looking crust. And this is optional, of course. I had some baking as well, so I decided to toss that on there, and I baked that for about 20 minutes and it looks perfect. Can you guys see this? You can literally see the black pepper in the mash, and you can tell how juicy this is. The bacon too baked to a nice crisp. I'm just going to scoop that up nicely for you guys to see. Perfect. Just give it a little press so it's stable, and that looks perfect. So thank you guys so much for watching. This was actually my first time making a shepherd's pie, and I decided to record it, and it actually turned out really good. So I'm super excited. Don't forget to subscribe and share, and I'll see you guys next week.